When it comes to drug testing, this is something that we have to do for your original license. And there are three options when it comes to drug testing as evidence for your Merchant Mariner credential. Option one is to be enrolled in a periodic testing program. So a Department of Transportation chemical test within the past 185 days at an approved laboratory. It can be conducted at an independent facility or a private physician, but we need to have this form filled out as well as the original results sent to NMC. The second option is to be enrolled in a random testing program. For instance, if you're already employed by somebody that has drug testing, all that you need to do is have your employer write you a drug testing certificate that in essence says your name and your social security number has been subject to a random testing program and meets the criteria for the past 60 days and has not failed to participate or tested negative. If you happen to be an active duty military member, these are the people that I primarily teach in the classroom. You can get a letter from your command that says the exact same thing. Your third option is pre-employment testing. So an original dated letter by a maritime employer stating that you have had a drug test and you've not failed it and you've been subject to the testing within the past 185 days. So this form is sometimes not necessary, but we'll go through it all. The first part is going to be all of your metadata, your name, reference number, social security number. Reference number is going to be your Merchant Mariner credential number. So if you don't have one, you leave it blank. Next is going to be the laboratory at which this was conducted. So this is mainly for option one, which is the periodic testing program. All the date, specimen collected, whether you were negative, positive, etc., and what substances you were positive for whatever reason. Down here, the medical officer is going to review all this stuff. So whether it's from your organization or through the lab, they'll fill that stuff out there. And then this basically gets sent off as part of your application. So the second page is just all instructions, and it talks about those three options that I mentioned earlier, including the language that you need to have if you currently already are employed by somebody who has some random testing for you. Okay, so there's a couple of frequently asked questions that maybe come up here. What is a dangerous drug? Well, according to the Department of Transportation, this includes everything you would expect: cocaine, opiates, PCP, amphetamines, but also marijuana. So regardless if you live in a state where marijuana is legal, it is still termed a federally dangerous drug, and you do need to test negative for it when the time comes. Another question that might come up is how do you locate an approved testing facility? As long as you go to a DOT approved facility, you're going to be set there. So just ask the facility if it's Department of Transportation approved. You can't do this at a regional exam center. So when you submit your forms to, say, Regional Exam Center Boston or wherever, they do not have drug testing capabilities, so you can't do that. And then regarding the marijuana thing, just regarding that, it is still a federally, dangerous drug, regardless of how times are changing in the different states. So just think about that when you're planning out your application, I would say. Okay,